Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Cool Talk Live, brought to you by Brown's Heating and Air, with your host, Brandon Brown.
Good morning. Welcome to Cool Talk. As we're nearing the end of April, welcome back to Cool Talk, and thank you for everybody who has been following us and subscribing to all our episodes and helping us keep this thing going. Appreciate you. Okay, so every week I usually put something together, a certain subject, but now I've got like 15. I don't know what to talk about. I got like 15 things keeps popping in my head. It's been such a crazy past couple weeks. One, finally, the weather's heating up. I think summer is arriving here. The pollen is like snow on the ground. Yesterday, were you here yesterday, Woody? When that storm rolled through?
Yeah,
were you in Bedford?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I was at the shop and just seen the storm coming in the wind, and I was like, man, it's dust, but it was pollen. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like I ate like 3 pounds of pollen. It was just horrible, man.
That storm came out of nowhere too. Like
Yeah.
It was like, wait a minute, what is happening right now?
And we needed the rain bad to maybe knock down some of that pollen, but I feel sorry. I mean, I can take a Zyrtec and be okay. It can feel a little congested, but I feel sorry for people. I've seen people that just swell up, can't see, can't breathe. I really feel sorry for people like that in this time of year. But thank goodness summer is here or arriving. We got a couple days in the 80s this weekend. Of course, being a heat and air company, our phone has been ringing off the hook. We've only had like the 2 days, that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was really hot, and then people turned on the air conditioner for the first time. So definitely, this is one reason we always preach: get your system cleaned and checked yearly, twice a year. We've got great membership plans. If you're in the Central Virginia and surrounding areas, call us. We got great membership plans with a lot of good benefits. But we had a ton of jobs that we go to in the off season that we fix these things, and when we had a lot of people call and end up getting the membership this weekend, because first time they turned on the air conditioner, it was broke. So things that we could, a lot of times things we can catch during the cleaning, the routine maintenance, and prevent. So make sure you get those things clean, change your filter every month, especially now with the pollen and dust. You don't think it affects it because you're inside, but every time you open and close your door, walk in and out, if that unit's running, you're sucking in that pollen and dust and all through your system. So keep your filter changed. We've got air purifiers, of course, we can put in systems to help kill the allergens and the mold and the mildew spores, anything like that. It kills the flu. So now's the time of year when you're doing your spring cleaning around the house and taking things to Goodwill and cleaning up everything. Just also remember your air conditioning and give us a call so we can get that cleaned up. I was I was watching the funny battle down in. I was telling Woody the other week about in Disney that the governor.
Yeah.
If anybody hadn't paid attention, DeSantis signed some order that that Disney now loses some special tax status they've had since the 50s or something.
Yeah. What was it? Where they're self-governing and back when Walt set it up.
Yeah. So then now. So I guess since then they've never really paid taxes to the state of Florida. Now they'll average, I think, around 200 to 250 million a year in taxes to the state. So, but the bad side of that is, as soon as that was announced, the next week, then they announced fast passes and prices are going up. So
yeah,
it's still anybody that travels to Disney, it's just going to affect you and the guest because they're going to charge more. Especially with inflation and things going on, you're just.
I remember when I responded to you, it won't affect anybody but the consumer.
Yeah.
While I agree with some and not to get into politics, but it will only affect people that love to go to Disney because they'll have to pay more regardless. Yeah. And it's already come on, y'all.
And there's a lot of people in Florida that buy. I think you can buy yearly pass, you can become a Disney member, correct? Is that right?
Yeah, annual passes.
Yeah, and then you can get in. Does that include your ticket to each? I don't know how that works.
It's you get a annual pass. You can come so many times, and you can come on certain days,
and you get some discounts.
Yeah, you get some discounts.
But see, that's going to go up.
Yeah. Oh, and then they actually paused that because they wanted people to travel in more. So like Disney World, they want you to stay on the resorts. They want you to be on site because you spend more money.
Not if you live from home, just drive for the day and leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then also during COVID, they were maxed out on how many they could have in the park. Yep. So if you just let the Disney members in that live there, it would really limit who could go, especially in the busy times when they're selling out. But I thought it was funny. They're back and forth, Yes, do they need to pay taxes? I hope, everybody should. But they're also providing so many jobs. You're providing so much to the economy, even if you didn't. There's so many jobs down there. There's so many vacation places making money. People all over the world own rentals down there that are profiting off of it and paying taxes. So I think either way, maybe if they weren't paying it, the state was definitely benefiting because so many people go to Orlando for Disney, but then they end up at Universal and SeaWorld and Legoland and the beach, and so it's definitely an attraction that's bringing in plenty. So it's just funny to see that, but then the prices increased, but you had to do something to make up for the money you can raise. Ben.
Well, and the thing that I always, because yes, you own a heating and air and plumbing business. And you're also a content creator, right?
Right.
Quite a few people hear this podcast. I think at the end of the day, we all need to remember that, if you don't like it, you can just kind of not go or change a channel.
Right.
And I think that's what Disney, like if a company starts doing views that you may not agree with, it's all right to kind of turn it off.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't it's okay.
You don't have to go.
No, you don't have to. And if it's, if you don't feel like, you don't have to go. It's totally okay. It's not, I think people forget that.
Right.
You do have, it's like changing the TV channel. Cool, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
But it just is awful because I love to go.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of that with the freedom and things, I guess the other big news this week was Elon Musk buying Twitter.
Now that I absolutely love.
That is huge.
That
is good for us.
It is, and this may not, maybe two people feel this way. I love it because I just love the idea that this guy that started a car company, started a space company.
Yeah.
One day was just like,
oh my gosh.
I'm gonna buy Twitter for $43 billion.
Oh
and the fact that he can do that is just I'm like, that's awesome to me. It's just you just want, but on the other side of what free speech and everything, I love that.
We got to have that more.
Yes, I think it's fantastic.
We had the issue not long ago with them trying to silence, different podcasters and get regulations on podcast and host and I'm all for freedom. We've got our rights. We have our Constitution. We have our amendments. I'm for to live your life, believe what you want to believe, say what you want to say, as long as you're not threatening and hurting people. Nobody should be silenced, and censored.
Yep.
And there was the guy. Oh man, the guy said it best. I was watching the news Sunday morning, and the lead singer to, I guess it was a Skillet. Is that the name of a band?
Yes.
Okay, I've never been a fan, know their music, but the lead singer was on there saying how much, of a Christian he was. He believed in free speech. He didn't care if people said they were gay, black, white, whatever. You live your life and be happy and everybody love each other. And you wouldn't believe, he says the hate mail he gets, threatening him, his family, and his, not buying his music because he has this freedom of, that he believes in that. And it's just it's sad that, you can't promote the freedoms of our life. And if you look at it and you watch the news, over in China, when they're so scared the virus is coming back, they're pulling people out of their apartments that they think may have been exposed and taking them to a school and using apartment buildings for hospitals. You have no freedom and no rights over there. And if you just watch that and want to complain about thinking how bad we have it over here, just think if you were over in these other foreign countries.
Yeah. And they actually, some movie markets, I'm sure others have seen this with the new Doctor Strange movie. The markets, they will literally edit out parts that go against their culture. And so it's like, I think one of the great things about America is that everybody who has an opinion can be heard. Now, whether or not you want to sit in that and view it, I think that's the thing. Like, we should be able to choose. And like, I want no one censored. I'm not like, I want no, like, I think being a podcaster and making commercials and marketing, it's like the last thing you want is someone saying, oh, you can't do this because you like the color red instead of blue. Right. And that just, to me, is like, no, don't do that. Just give people an option. And if you don't like it, again,
there's another option. Pick pink.
Yeah, pick pink. Then turn off the channel and go to your own. I mean, that's the glory of it.
We have it so lucky here. Yeah. And then you even look at the woman, the lady that's from the WNBA, Brittany, I think her name is Grinder. She was trying to leave Russia and just had literally like a really, really, really small amount of marijuana. Mm-hmm. And now she's in a Russian prison they won't let her go, and she's facing 12 years because they're so tight on their laws. So I'm thankful for what we have. I'm thankful for that. I mean, that's huge news with Elon buying the Twitter. They censoring people because they may hurt their feelings or something. It's just not right. You got to be able to have some thick skin and take it. Give it if you're going to give it, you got to take it, but also be happy with the right to choose, the right to believe what you want to believe, and have things like podcasts and social media to where you can put it out. As long as you're not hurting nobody, you're bullying, you're not threatening.
Exactly.
Everybody has a thought. Everybody has a belief. I can say the sky's blue. Woody say it's red. Okay, we're still friends.
It's red out there today. It is. It truly is.
Yeah, it's actually yellow for pollen. So, I've got to start practicing somehow, Woody. I'm gonna have to start practicing my motivational speaking, like putting a real full speech together, start to finish. Because I'm part of our invoicing programs, dispatcher programs called House Call Pro. It's a huge company all over the nation, heating and air, plumbing, electrical, carpet cleaners. All of them use it, and it's a huge platform, like a computer program, and they have trainings all the time. Well, they announced they're going to do a huge House Call Pro conference or convention sometime this fall or next spring, and they've invited me to be one of the speakers.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah. So it's exciting, but nervous. I've never done it. So I'm like, they want me to come up, do a session on basically, how I started and start to finish and how, and some different tips and things of growing a business and things you should do.
Congratulations.
So yeah, thank you. I guess I was excited and I was happy they asked, but then I'm like, well, shoot, I've just done podcasting, but I've never really gotten up and been like I've never been, to me, considered some kind of a motivational speaker.
We'll set up a microphone and table on the stage.
Yeah.
And then you can just pretend like you're doing a podcast.
Okay. So I'm going to have to get one written. All right. I'll have to get one written and do some trial runs.
I think that's great.
And let the listener, I'm going to have to mess up to get it right. You can't do it right.
No.
So we've got to do it, and then you edit it and you critique me, and then I come back and try to do it better than next week before. So once I get the info they want me to go over and the date, we'll plan that then.
That is so awesome. Congratulations. Well, you deserve it, man. I mean, that's, your name comes up more often than you think. And it's one of those things where it's like, Brandon does it right. He gets it. He treats his customers right. He's transparent with you. And you have visibly grown, like, ever since I've known you. Like, you've grown your business, grown everything. So I think it's wonderful. And I think other people need to hear it. So
thank
congratulations.
You. I appreciate that. I did they have every Wednesday, this House Call Pro, for all the contractors. They have a whiteboard Wednesday is what they call it, and they come on with a different contractor and kind of go over. So last week I was on there as their special guest, talking about going, how to survive in a flooded market, how to offer things to customers when, like us, we have probably 20, 30 heating and air companies in Lynchburg and the surrounding areas, but how to grow your business in a flooded market and stay ahead of the people, especially with inflation going up, prices going up. Some companies that bid against us with one or two people, yes, they may pay more for Brown's Heating and Air to come do a job a little more. We're not the highest, but we're not the lowest. But the value of what we offer is worth that plus some. So we kind of did that. It was like about 30, 45 minutes long. And I kind of gave some tips on things we do to give the customers a little extra things we do to help stand out, basically, because, especially in a flooded market, you'll have to do that and do something different because there's a lot of heat and air companies. And then people listening, you may be listening now and be a realtor. There's a ton of realtors. When you go to buy a house, yes, a lot of people use their friends or their family, but let's say you're moving out of state and you don't know anybody. You don't want to just pick, any realtor to work with or a mortgage person to work with. So you really got to tell people, you got to build your website, your presence, but you also got to build your website and your surroundings of people around you, so that if people call and want a reference, that they say your name, because especially in this time, people, it's not like we always said, it's not best to do the cheapest when you do a project. So do your homework, and sometimes it's worth paying a little more and getting what you need first instead of trying to just find the cheapest. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Definitely kind of putting something together. I really will need the speech writing. I've never done. I've always just gotten up like this and just kind of doing it from the top of my head, not really having a plan. Because I've been to a lot of places where people are the motivational speakers, and you can tell they have like a plan set out, a system, that from the start to finish and get to the finish. I'm not good at that. So I know my wife is. She can help me kind of put it together, but without jumping all over the place. I'm usually just speak off the top of my head and as it comes.
There's an episode in The Office. Do you remember? You remember this episode where Dwight he got Salesman of the Year or whatever, and then he had to give a speech in front of like the whole and Jim had given him speech tips, and they were to shout loudly and to like bang the podium, Yeah. And then so middle way through, like he was banging the podium and like, and then everybody started cheering. So watch that episode before you go.
Oh yes, I'll have to do that. That's a good one. I'm gonna make a note of that.
Perfect episode.
Watch that one. So tomorrow we have our first career day for Campbell County Schools. I think it's at the Votech Center. So we're going tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. That's my first time. Go actually meet a lot of students that are in the Votech, talk about heating and air, come up. We got a booth to set up and just get kids excited about trades. I think we really need to build that up in the country again. It's starting to really die out, and we're seeing it now. Like I need experienced service technician. And I used to have several. Last year, I'd probably have 7 or 8 experience applications already. I mean, I got one in a month. It's so hard to get experienced people. One, most of them are already set where they're at. They're comfortable where they're working. They're not looking. People are starting to pay more and keep these employees happier. So there's less on resumes out there, but it's definitely we got to get these kids excited about trades. And yes, it's hard work. And I think we're getting into the age era now where there's a lot of them that I think it's more or less, they don't want to do the hard work. It's, they want to they've had the last few years on the couch, especially during COVID, homeschooling or in the video games and different things, and not really gotten out and learned, basic things about life that we learned. I mean, I was in 11th grade when I started heating and air. I was working every day plus going to school doing heating and air 11th grade. So the time I'm driving till now, I've been doing heating and air and learning and working. I didn't get to stay home and play the video games, and so we did sports and work. And it's definitely showing now with the people we're trying to hire. So I'm really excited tomorrow. I'm going to the school, talk to a lot of kids, see what their ambitions are and their goals. Because a lot of these kids in these Votech schools and in career studies that we're going to they're not wanting to go to college, or they can't go to college. So they're looking for careers that they can come into as soon as they graduate. And you can make good money and learn a trade. So I'm hoping to get some information to them and get them excited. Try to get these school kids, excited about, it's okay to go to community college and get a trade. And to me, I loved it because I had no debt, no school debt, and I was making money, and I never owed a college a dime because there was a lot of grants and there's a lot of programs out there to help pay for trade schools. So we definitely need to get that back in the minds of especially teachers and stuff. I know a lot of them, they gear it towards the kids that are doing really good, which is great. I mean, we still need, every other profession out there, doctors, lawyers, teachers, we need all that, but we also need to make sure the trades are staying filled as well. So if you're a teacher out there and you think there's a kid that doesn't want to go to a long-term school but are looking for a career, let us know. We also have other heating and air and plumbing companies that I know of, friends that are looking for just anybody that is willing to show up, work hard, willing to learn, will teach the trade, and still make $15, $16 an hour starting out, but your income, can potential is through the roof. Learning these trades, learning technical stuff. I'm sure it's, what he does, what you do, camera work and audio. You're looking for people to help you do like some camera work on some live streams, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's so much out there right now. Like, I mean, and like you said, it's all over the board. Mm-hmm. You just got to want to just work a little. And it's really not, I mean, it's just so many opportunities out there. It really is right now. Like I've got, during COVID, marketing kind of subsided and kind of went down a little bit. But then now I see it kicking back up. Like people are ready to go. People are ready to get their businesses out there. And then we still are doing events. Like people are doing their events. So, I mean, it's all over the board. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's some great jobs out there. And like yours, like, I mean, these are fields that honestly, like the world would stop if these jobs didn't, like, I mean, like this stuff needs to be done. Like these are like essential things. And so I think it's great that you're going there.
Thank you. And what are you looking for locally? Are you still looking for some help?
Yeah, I mean,
do you have to have a lot of experience?
No, I can train if somebody really. It's all about being dependable. That's the thing. That's because I kind of try to follow your model and Chick-fil-A's model. You want to be that business that is so far above everyone else with customer service and being punctual and being dependable that, people have no fear. And so that's the main thing I want is dependability. And then the other thing, I just need some event help. Like, because we have several live streams coming up where we need camera operators that really just to kind of focus on the person or move the tripod and just some general help. And it's fun work. I think it's fun. I like going to all these concerts and stuff.
So if you're listening in the area, let's say you have a high school student that's getting ready to get out for the summer, they can drive, they're looking for some work.
Yep.
They've loved camera work, they've loved video and photography, whatever, IT, and they just need maybe a summer, come see if they like it to look forward maybe to college next year. Contact Woody and
go to the website and then you'll see a little tab under contact that says join the event crew. And just contact me there because again, we have a fun job
and it's fun. I can't complain. And you're not in one place all the time. No, you're going in the mountains. You're going on planes. You're going to the stuff. You're going to the arts center. I mean, every week somewhere different. And that's
I never dreamed I'd be getting to do all this fun stuff. So, but speaking of fun stuff, you had a fun weekend. Like how did the festival go? Like,
the festival was amazing.
How did that go?
It was amazing. We were the wine glass sampler sponsor for the Lynchburg Music Festival, and we had Kim on last week or 2 weeks ago promoting that. It was sold out. We gave away 1,800 glasses. That was part of our sponsorship. Had our logo etched on it and the music festival logo on the other side. But it was really fun. I think people were so excited just to finally get out and be able to come to a music festival and see vendors that it was no issues, of course, because, it was drinking and there was bands and stuff, but it was such a fun time. Everybody there, no matter who you met, was laid back, great mood, and I think it was because the weather was nice. It's been 2 years since they got to do this, and it was just so good to see, an event like that come together and not have any issues. The music was great. The food there was good. There was a ton of vendors selling shirts and all. So yes, it was amazing to see that. And they were already planning one for the fall. There'll be another music festival there at City Stadium in the fall. The setup was good. The weather was perfect. So if you missed this one, September is the next one. Definitely be looking out for it. I think we're going to sponsor the glasses again. May even go do a live, like Woody said, maybe set up a table and do a live podcast.
I was thinking halfway
interview
through the
some people.
I was like, man, that would have been fun if we had you a Cool Talk table.
Yeah, we're gonna have set up like a radio. We're gonna interview some people, different customers, like anybody, just people there. Let's talk to them about a little bit and see what they're liking and who they are. And
we'll put a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Remind people that we are at a wine festival live.
Yeah.
So whatever is said is said.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
might get the most listens and downloads.
That's it.
Keep going up. So, well, thank y'all for joining us. Next week, hoping to have Laura in the studio. We're going to talk about the new Grove coming up down here in Bedford. So we're going to talk about that. We'll see you then.